A couple of months ago, I was on my vacation at Chenang, Langkawi. It was a beautiful place. And during my stay there, I had the chance to visit a nearby fishing village. And as I was walking towards the nearby pier, here's my story begins. A boat approaches. A large boat it is. A boat approaches who just came back from an evening catch. And there was this Canadian tourist next to me, quite tall and quite tan. He was amazed by the large catch of the day. So what he did, he directly confronted one of the fishermen and asked him a lot of questions. Here's how it goes. You sure catch a lot of good fish. What do you do with them? And so the fisherman calmly answered, well, we bring it back home for our wives to cook them, we barbecue them, and we sell the remaining to middlemen. And so the tourist asked again, wow, okay, that's a good thing. What do you do with the rest of your time? And so again, the fisherman answered, well, we sleep late, we enjoy our company, we sing songs with our friends, we play the guitar, we barbecue some burger and ribs, we spend quality time with our wives and our beloved children. We have a full life. And before that fisherman could even finish what he's trying to say, the tourist interrupted. Listen, I got a friend from MBA who can help you. But first, what you got to do is that you need to fish, you need to go out fishing more frequently. From there, you can generate more money and enable you to buy a new boat. When you have a new boat and a lot of new boats, you can create your own entire fleet of trawlers. From here, they catch a lot more fishes, ladies and gentlemen. You will not need to sell it to a middleman anymore. You can start set up your own company and make your own business and sell your own fish. From here, my friend, you're gonna make millions. And so the fisherman turned to the tourist again. Millions? Really? Okay, what's next? And so the tourist continued. What's next? My friend in the MBA will help you to establish a profit line in Chicago. From here, you can establish a new franchise, a new branch, and gain more money. At the end of the day, making billions. And the guy was astounded. Billion? Really? And then he talked about, wait, how long will that take? And so the tourist said, 20 to 25 years. 25 years, said the fisherman. What's next? And so the tourist continued. What's next? So here's the fun part, my friend. From here, you can sell your share and make another billion on your schedule. From there, you can sell your company or inherit it to someone and make another billion itself, ladies and gentlemen. From here, you can retire, slow down, take a break, and then you can live nearby the sea, sleep late at night, enjoy the company of your friend, barbecue something with them, and sing some songs with them, just having a full life. At that very moment, that fisherman turned to that tourist and said, with all the respect, sir, but that's exactly what we've been doing. Why waste 25 more years to achieve that? From that, it finally hit me. What I'm trying to show you is that goals are not always about becoming a billionaire, about becoming the most successful person on earth, but it's also about knowing where to go in life and where the journey takes you. Also appreciate the little things in life, such as love, company, and happiness, because these are the things that people nowadays seem to be missing out on. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, goals are important because it's destiny, a point for us to head to. And goals itself, ladies and gentlemen, important for us to have a reason to live and to have a good life. Then again, good life can be subjective. That's up to us and how we want to define it. So ladies and gentlemen, know where you're going right now. Because who knows, you might already be there. Yeah, thank you.
If I fell down all of a sudden, how Yes, you, fellow audience, would leap from your seat in the wake of my aid and help me up. And how many of you would just, oh look, a butterfly, pretend as if nothing even happened? How rude. Which brings me to my topic. Where are Malaysians' manners? Honorable judges, teachers, fellow friends. In June year 2006, Reader's Digest shocked the entire country of Malaysia by announcing that we, warm, friendly Malaysians, made up the entire population of the world, wait for it, third least courteous country. But that can't be right. Aren't we, after all, the country which prides itself on our ability to be simultaneously related to everyone on the street? Hey uncle, auntie. Our unspoken culture of greeting every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a hi, Ethan or not. But most importantly, our eminent warm Malaysian smile. Is this all only visible to us Malaysians ourselves, or have our warmth, friendliness, and manners disappeared? In short, where have Malaysians' manners gone? The survey consisted of 3 simple but objective experiments. Dropping papers in a busy street to see if anyone would help, checking how often shop assistants said thank you, and counting how many times someone held the door open. Small things in a relatively big and busy world. Things, in fact, which we rarely pay due attention to. Let's take a look at an average Malaysian road during rush hour. You can practically hear the car horns blaring and the motorists cursing at each other because they're the only ones running late. Find yourself walking down the street when someone bumps into you, and you would be lucky to receive anything even resembling an excuse me. Like one of my friends said, we are spiraling down, turning into robots. We are slowly losing our humanity. But that can't be all there is to it, can it? Something else is contributing to the degradation of Malaysians' manners, and that something is a prioritizing of academic achievement over politeness and morality by society. All parents want their children to be rich and successful, and most importantly, better than the rest. So throw those manners away. They're not going to help you when you're starving to death. Study, study, study. Get into a good university. Get a good job. You get a load of cash. Survival of the fittest. And thus, morals are slowly being demoted by an increasing urgency to be the best. Back to the survey. Mumbai in India came off worst at rock bottom, while Kuala Lumpur was nearly no better at a dismal third last. But the most polite city in the world was, believe it or not, New York. Which brings us to the question, how accurate exactly are these findings, and exactness aside, what do they mean? It seems that these days we are so focused on minding our own business that we rarely spare the time and effort on small things like politeness or friendliness. Minuscule daily actions such as holding doors open or saying please and thank you have been neglected in lieu of our country's march forward towards progress. But that does not necessarily mean that all our morality or politeness have been forgotten. See, one detail the survey forgot to mention was the not so evident difference in culture between Western and Eastern countries. While holding doors open and saying please and thank you are considered the norm and even expected of in Western countries, being polite in Asian countries, however, meant respecting your elders. Parents and teachers are given topmost priority, while strangers remain strangers. However, regardless of the definition, it goes without saying that politeness does allow things to run more smoothly. You're sending out a seed of friendliness that will pass on from person to person until someone decides to be rude and break the chain. literacy shouldn't just be a marketing gimmick. It is a thing that bridges the souls of two strangers. So I would like to propose a revolution. Why not make someone's day by being a little bit more polite? Parents and teachers, why not go home today and let your students and children know that while, yes, studies are important, so are a lot of other things as well. Together we can help heal the nation and bring to life our Prime Minister's vision of a one Malaysia community. Because when there are no walls, there are no wars. Peace. And thank you.
Do you know who I think are the most hard-working people in the world? Babies. Yes, that's right, babies. You may wonder why I say that. Think about it. When you're a baby, your job for the day is just to sleep, to indicate to people that you're either hungry, thirsty, or need changing, and most of all, look cute and adorable. And babies successfully complete each one of those tasks day in and day out. They are focused, determined, and persevere until they achieve their goals. Have you ever heard of a baby being lazy or procrastinating? So, ladies and gentlemen, you see what I am getting at. We all need to have the attitude of babies. Which brings me to my topic for today. Work is play. Child's play. A very good morning to the Honorable Chairperson, distinguished judges, esteemed teachers, fellow competitors, and all present here today. Work. To some, that word conjures images of tedium and hard labor. Generally, work is considered as activity involving physical or mental effort in order to achieve a purpose or result. In the words of Mark Twain, work and play are words used to describe the same thing under differing conditions. That does work out. When Lionel Messi goes to work, he plays football. So for him, work is play. As you can see, work is different things to different people. A question we always ask ourselves is, why oh why do we have to work? Work is always driven by a need to accomplish or achieve something. When we're at the tender toddler stage of our lives, we have to work hard at walking and talking. When you're a student like me, you have to work hard in your studies to excel academically, secure a bright future, and most of all, pacify your nagging parents. And then, when you reach adulthood, you have to work hard in order to keep your family afloat, to pay the bills, and hopefully ensure an earlier retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have to face the frustrating reality that while it can be so tedious and boring sometimes, work is a necessity. Without it, we all wouldn't be where we are today. Work is everywhere, although there are certain people hunting for jobs who will beg to differ. Work isn't just confined to school or your profession. When you think you've escaped from work at those places, when you return home, lo and behold, more wonderful work awaits. There are rooms to be cleaned, clothes to be washed, and meals to be cooked. For some, there is no such thing as going to work because their place of work is their home. The technological advances in communication have enabled some to execute their businesses and deals from the comfort of their own homes. Somewhere along the way, as we get older, fear and self-doubt begins to get in the way of people trying to achieve their dreams and goals in work and life. This fear was never there to start with. At some stage, those same cute, adorable babies evolve and develop into toddlers, and their work and vision change. They dream of walking and mobility, and they approach it with all that they have. To all able-bodied toddlers, fear and failure are not an option. They may cry if they hurt themselves trying to walk, but they get up after every fall and practice, persist, and persevere until they succeed. Now, aren't they good role models? When we reach the twilight years of our lives, we want to look back and feel that we have led our lives well and that we have got a lot to show for all our years of living. To quote Donald Kendall, the only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Sir Edmund Hillary was able to reflect on his life and say that his hard work helped him conquer Mount Everest. Steve Jobs can look back on his life and proclaim that his hard work led to so many people, myself included, proudly owning the most popular portable music player in the world. And our very own Dr. Tony Fernandez has the bragging rights to proclaim that thanks to his hard work and diligence, now everyone can fly. Ladies and gentlemen, these individuals have proven that although they have grown significantly older in time, they still have a childlike quality about them. And that quality is to work continuously and never give up. Like a little child, they have taken their fair share of stumbles and falls, but they picked themselves up again and kept moving forward until they succeeded. Therefore, we ourselves must never lose touch with the child within us and always work our hardest in whatever we do. Because, let's face it, work is play. Child's play. Thank you.
Good morning, honorable judges, fellow contenders, ladies and gentlemen. I've been traveling around Malaysia, eating at local food stalls, drinking teh tarik, having a good chat with locals, and the most common question I get is, where are you from? I answer, well, Quellis, of course, and they stare at me in disbelief. They say that I don't look like I'm from around here, and I look more like a Tok Arab. Tok Arab? I'm not that old. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. I was born in Sarawak, and my father works as a petroleum engineer, and it's his job to travel all around the world and dig for oil. I, luckily, get to follow him wherever he goes. So I've been to Sudan for 2 years, Saudi Arabia for 7 years, and last year, I just came back from Ethiopia, which I stayed in for a year. So I've experienced living in one of the hottest countries in the world, living in a country that is highly developed, and the less developed country. But best of all, I am now living in the country that I was born in, Malaysia. So when I was living in Saudi Arabia, I would take a bus ride to school, which takes roughly around 30 minutes. And as usual, I would look outside the window, and all I could see was sand. My first few weeks there, I was excited to look at the sand. But as time passes, it gets pretty boring. You to your right, sand. You to your left, sand. You look in front of you, you see a Ferrari that is covered with sand. That's not all. Saudi Arabia has extreme temperatures. In summer, it can get as high as 40 degrees Celsius. And in winter, it can get as low as 0 degrees Celsius. Now, what about Malaysia? We have one of the oldest rainforests in the world. This can be proven because last year, I went to Belum Rainforest, which is located on the backbone of Malaysia. And we have this tourist guide who will show us all these thousands of different species. And then she showed us this one particular species that is said to live at the age of the dinosaurs. Now that to me proves that we have one of the oldest rainforests in the world. Now what about our temperature? Does it get as high as 50 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Celsius? Or does it get as low as 0 degrees Celsius? No. We have a stable temperature all throughout the year. Just nice for us to enjoy it. I have a friend, which is also my teacher. His name is Mr. Wade. He said to me this: if I could live anywhere in the world, I would pick Malaysia, because Malaysia is beautiful. Now, Mr. Wade is this Englishman who lived in London almost all his life. Now, 3/4 of the year in London, if you go outside, it's either raining or there's clouds covering up the sunshine. Where's the sunshine? So he went to Saudi. No, wait. He was fed out with the cold weather, fed out with the rain. He went to Saudi Arabia just to get some sunshine, and guess what? He loves the sunshine. He hates the sun. So as I was saying, what about Malaysia? We don't have too much sunshine or too much rain. We have an equal balance of both. Picture this. It's raining. And then it stops. The warmth of the sun awakens your senses. And then the sound of the insects relive the atmosphere. And then the sun illuminates the green paddy field, the green trees. And you sit there, relaxed, enjoying the bliss. We still have this, people. If you look at those far away in South America, home of the Amazon rainforest, home to 45,000 different species. From the year 1960 to the year 2000, 537,000 square kilometers of forest was cut down. If you look at Malaysia, our total land is 330,000 square kilometers. 60% of that is rainforest. Now imagine this. In just 20 years, everything in our country gone. This can happen, people, because it happens far away at the end of the forest. Now, before the end, I would like to stress on a few things here. Malaysia is beautiful. Now, what saddens me is this. People litter. Stop. For the love of Malaysia and its people, stop. Before you're about to throw something away on the ground, think. Think. Is this what the country that I was born in and I was raised in deserve? That's the end of my speech. I just fear that in the future, Malaysia won't be the Malaysia that I know of. Safe, extravagant, unique. Thank you, everyone.
Today I was presented with the topic, if I could sit and speak to a world leader, what would I ask or tell him? Now, I have 4 points to present to you here. My first point would be to ask. My second point would be to suggest. My third, personal. And my fourth, listen. Now, first of all, when I meet a world leader, I would definitely ask him stuff, like what are his achievements and goals. Quite selfish, actually. I could use it for a folio or maybe my next essay. And I could also learn a few things of how he strives towards getting these goals. And with that, I will learn a few things to how to achieve my own goals. My second point, suggest. Now, as a teenage girl, I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of things that I want to improve in the world or things that I would like to keep in the world. Well, if you could sit with a world leader and you could suggest something to him, it would be a pleasure if he actually listened. Like, for example, this girl who is, her father is a victim of 9/11. She suggested to President Barack Obama that she wanted to meet Justin Bieber, and her dreams were fulfilled. She got to meet Justin Bieber because President Obama listened to her. My third point, personal. Now, everyone, every person, even the world leader is a human being. Well, we have to share personal stuff. I mean, President Obama or Dr. Mahathir might have problems or happiness that they'd like to share with us. I mean, we're all human beings and we all are living the same life, maybe different goals, but we are going through this walk of life. My fourth point, listen. Every good speaker has to be a good listener. With that, we have to listen to what a world leader would say, as well as when we ask, we should also listen. It's a two-way street, actually. So as a conclusion, sharing is caring. And my point is, no matter if you're a world leader or just a normal person. Everyone is a human being. Everyone should listen. Everyone should have a say. With that, I thank you.
Honorable judges, respected teachers, and fellow friends. So we meet here again, and this time I'm not here to talk about the power of words, but this time I'm here to talk about the topic that I just received. If I were to have a chat with a world leader, what would I say? Now, obviously, we are always going to talk about the world issues that's happening all around. I mean, that's what they always do in the United Nations. Am I right? But my aim here is to talk for the people, the small voices all around us. We need to make them aware that not only the big problems is something that they will have to deal with, but it's the minor ones that matter the most to us people. Like, for example, pollution. Al Gore has countlessly told us that pollution nowadays has gotten worse from year to year. He said if we are to continue in our current attitude right now, at the year of 2020 we would have the worst global warming ever. And isn't 2020 the year that we are supposed to reach our goal, if you can put it like that? But what I would expect the world leader to do is, I'm going to tell him to abolish poverty, to fight this modern day slavery, or tell him the small things that we see. For example, one of the saddest stories that I have heard recently from India. In Mumbai, there is this place where rich actors live. They build skyscrapers, huge ones, and just behind that is this 4-acre field, you can call it, where the slums live in. You can say it's up full of dirt, and they just have this small little hut that they don't even sleep in. They keep woks and pans inside as they sleep in the mud outside and under the rain. Now, this is something that is so serious, yet it has not been dealt with yet. So can you see the importance of how small things like this, it's actually big, that it should be dealt with immediately. And current issues such as Gaddafi and the rest, like it will help the people like us to realize, and that is the world's leader's choice, to make people like us to realize how important it is for us to play our role and for him to play his role too. So as you can see, our objective here is to do hard things. And these are the small things that I would talk to the world leader if I was given a choice. It's not much, but isn't that what we will all want to do? With that, I thank you.
Now imagine a room, a long and large dining hall. And in this room there's this big wooden oak table. And at the sides, at the back, were seated people like Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, George W. Bush, Mao Zedong. But at the head of the table was me, yours truly. And now you'd wonder, what would I say to these people? What could I, such a small man as compared to what they have done, possibly even think of to try and express myself to these people? Well, first and foremost, I would tell these world leaders to be themselves. The reason we elect them is because they are who they are. They do not become leaders by imitating other people. They do not learn how to lead. They do not learn how to teach people things from MTV. They are supposed to be who they are inside. And each and every one of them has this innate tendency for good, this need to make the world a better place. And that's what makes them great leaders. That's what makes them great people. And I would tell them to embrace that, to be young again, to not listen to what other people say, the criticisms of others, and just be you. That you-ness is what we want to see from a world leader. And now secondly, more fittingly, at a dining table, I would tell these world leaders to start exercising and lose weight. Have you ever noticed that these world leaders tend to have these large guts? And not just physically, metaphorically as well. Many world leaders today have baggage, excess baggage that we can really do without. Bill Clinton, everybody knows the scandal. Donald Trump, why did he drop out the presidential election? Because of biasness, economic biasness. And we want our world leaders to be able to say, I'm a leader, full stop. That's it. Their job is to lead a country, to lead a people, to be an individual that we can look up to not look behind at what they may have done before, what they may possibly be incriminated by. And so we want them to lose this weight, to lose all these things that they have done, to be a leader to the people. And lastly, I would ask all these world leaders to vote for me. Because in the future, we need the young generation to rise up. Look at the Greek Revolution. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates. Each one of them was a student of one another. And each one of them developed something better, something better. And so by voting, giving their support to the younger generation, they are developing a better country for all. And isn't that what leaders are supposed to do? They're not supposed to sit there until they're 80 years old and just sit there and grow fat. No, leaders are supposed to support the people who are coming next, voting for people like me, people like you, who will be able to take the reins, take the charge and lead our country to another place, a better place, as the new leaders of the world. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to this. A world leader can take advice from me. And so I hope to be able to give them, share with them, ask them to do this and say, hey, be a leader, a thin one, a good one. Thank you.
A very good morning to all once again. Now, if I could sit down and talk to a world leader, firstly, that world leader would be President Barack Obama. And there is a simple reason for it. It is that Barack Obama has inspired me to be the person that I am today. His vision and courage have changed the world as we know it, so I believe that he would be the best person to hear what I would like to say. Now, how many of you have heard the phrase, the children of today are the leaders of tomorrow? Well, that's not what I would tell him. I would tell President Barack Obama that the children of tomorrow are the leaders of today. Now, this is why I would say, throughout my life, I've seen so many children, even younger than me, who have inspired me and been such role models to the entire world. You see, children have such a capacity for good and such an empathy that they can understand the world around them and shape it without any prejudice, hate, or bias. Let me give you an example. There is a boy from Russia named Vladimir Petrov. Now, in the aftermath of the Haiti earthquake, he decided that something needed to be done. Even though he was just a mere boy of 14 years old, he told himself, my brothers and sisters in Haiti are suffering. I cannot let this go on. I have got to do something about it. So he made a choice and he took a stand. He set up a blog online and he called it Hope for Haiti. And what happened next was unprecedented. This little 14-year-old boy sparked a worldwide movement. In fact, it has become so great that leaders from around the world, organizations like the United Nations, have taken part in this movement and helped to make Haiti a better place. I'm proud to say that I have had the privilege of speaking to Vladimir Petrov myself, and I spoke to him through Skype. And to hear him speak and describe his vision was truly a wonderful thing. He told me, you know what, if only every one of us could do what I am trying to do for the world, then this world would be such a better place. Because truly, we children can understand what is going on. And just because we are kids does not mean we do not have the capacity of adults. And that truly has inspired me. So I believe that if all the children in this world were not just groomed for tomorrow, but instead took part in the activities of today, this world would be so much of a better place. So if I could meet a world leader and tell him something, I would meet President Barack Obama and tell him, the children of tomorrow are the leaders of today. So act on it and make this world a better place. Thank you.
If the power of love can overcome the love for power, then the world would have the peace. Jimi Hendrix. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, my dear Madam Speaker, my honorable educators, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the floor. If I could sit and talk to a world leader, any world leader, I would tell him or her that I would want unity to really happen. And not just the wishy-washy stuff about unity, just doing some programs that are based on unity, but nothing is actually really building from those things. I want them to really tell their people to respect others, to learn about others' cultures and religions, and to know that these people are no different from them, that we are all actually really the same. It's not about the colors of our skins. It's not about how we wear, or it's not about the things that we show. It's about the inside, and that is what the thing